Coming up on Bear News, election results are in and there's a new member on the board. Find out who it is and what other changes you can expect.
Halloween is all about getting treats. We'll tell you how UNC gives back to the community in an unexpected way.
Fall bears are getting ready for hibernation, but winter bears are waking up hungry. We'll have a full update later on in sports.
It looks like we have some clear conditions on the way before a chance of snow. I'll let you know when you need to bundle up with your 5-day forecast.
We've got all that and more on this episode of Bear News.
Greeley City government and the governing boards of Ames Community College and School District 6 won't change much after this week's election, but you'll pay more for most of the things you buy after voters approved a 0.65% increase in Greeley sales tax. Taking a look at races for Greeley elective offices, incumbent Mayor Tom Norton easily won re-election to his fourth and final two-year term. He defeated challenger Patrick Wardell by more than 7,000 votes. Norton received more than 75% of the votes. One newcomer takes a seat on the Greeley City Council. Rochelle Galindo ran unopposed for the Ward 1 seat currently held by Charles Archibek, who didn't seek re-election. Incumbent Ward 4 Council member Mike Finn and at-large member Rob Cassidy ran unopposed for another term. Greeley voters also 5 ballot measures. The first two dealt with the amount of sales tax paid within the city limits. Measure 2A asked voters to approve a 0.65% increase in the city sales tax for everything you buy except for groceries. Voters easily approved the measure by a 57 to 43% margin. The measure also raises about $9 million a year for road maintenance. Measure 2B asked voters to retain the sales tax on food. Some of that money goes for road repairs, and the rest funds infrastructure maintenance in buildings and parks. Voters overwhelmingly reauthorized that tax by 74 to 26% margin. Measure 2C cleaned up outdated city code language. Measure 2D readopted term limits for elected officials, and Measure 2E removed the retention vote requirement for the city manager. 2C and 2D passed by wide margins, but 2E only passed 53 to 47%. The Greeley-Evans School District 6 board has one new member. Educator Terry Pappas joins incumbents Julia Richard and Doug Lidiak on the school board. Current board member Logan Richardson didn't win re-election. And the Ames Community College Board of Trustees has a couple of new faces. Current member Walt Richer and Mike Guiley didn't run for re-election. Replacing Guiley on District B is Mark Hout, who defended Roger Knopp 59 to 41%. Winning Richter's District E seat was Lyle Oxiger, who ran unopposed.
Colorado voters say the legislature can keep and spend $66.1 million in extra tax revenue instead of refunding it to taxpayers. Voters passed statewide ballot measure BB Tuesday by nearly 2-to-1 margin, with 81% of the counties reporting. Unofficial results show the measure winning by 66 to 34%. Weld County voters approved the measure by a like margin, with 65% in favor and 35% opposed. The Colorado General Assembly referred the measure to this year's ballot. The reason for the measure is Colorado's constitutional requirement. Voters have to approve new taxes and receive estimates of state's revenue and of revenue raised by the new tax. If actual collections exceeded estimates for either of those categories, the state has to refund the excess up to the amount collected from the new tax. Well, general fund collections exceeded expected revenue by about $270 million. That meant the state had to refund that amount collected by the new retail marijuana tax voters passed in 2013. And that's $66 million. But the legislator can ask voters to approve keeping and spending the money. So the assembly asked, and the voters said yes.
The month of November is here, the time where the holidays start to pick up as well as the winter conditions. We saw a chance of snow the last couple of days, but our Bear News meteorologist has the latest about when you need to break out the snow shovels. But before taking a look at the forecast for the upcoming week, let's see how the weather is shaping up this evening. John?
Thanks, Michelle. Looking outside right now, we have a beautiful day so far with plentiful sunshine. And it was a great day, really, so far. We had some floating cumulus clouds come throughout the day, but overall, it was a great day. Let's take a look now at our current conditions. Right now, we have a 41 outside with some breezy west wind. And this evening, we can see the winds drop off a little bit and some clouds roll through, so it might be a pretty chilly night with a nighttime low of 28. I'll have your full forecast for you in just a moment.
October's History and Spectrum annual drag show jump-started the fun and freaky spirit of Halloween with their Drag Me to Hell themed drag show last Friday. Bird News reporter Carl Comer went to the show and sat down with Spectrum and some of their drag kings and queens.
Spectrum's annual drag show draws in hundreds of people every year. With some new and veteran performers and a Drag Me to Hell theme, this year's drag show has everyone pumped. Hundreds of people packed into the University Center ballrooms for the drag show. Veteran performers and hosts Jessica Lahore and Alana Filipina entertained the crowd with their big personalities and fabulous outfit changes. All of the kings and queens strut their stuff for the audience, helping Spectrum raise money for a good cause.
We're accepting donations for Out Boulder, which honestly is my favorite thing that we ever accept donations for, just because they do so much for the queer community.
60% of the donations received from the show are going to Out Boulder, and the rest of the proceeds will help Spectrum host their annual queer prom next April. While all the performers wowed the crowd and raked in money for the cause, there was an undeniable crowd favorite, Crystal.
Crystal. I remember last year it was really funny because I'd never seen her perform or anything before, and she got up there and killed it, and I had to go next, and I just remember going up to her afterwards and being like, how am I supposed to top this?
Every drag queen, king, and performer is different, and Crystal feels it's important for individuals to work hard and stay true to themselves. For Crystal, that means embracing both their femininity and their masculinity.
The drag queens and performers don't all have to look the same. They don't all have to be, beat and padded. And, as you can see, like, I'm very muscular, but I accept and I present what I am. I work very hard and still work hard for my body. But, as long as you polish yourself and study the culture and the art, you can do anything you want.
Of course, Spectrum and some of the drag show performers hope that those who attended simply had a great time. But they're also hopeful that people took something more meaningful away from their experience.
It makes you question your entire identity in the best possible way. It makes you think about, maybe gender isn't as solid as I thought it was.
If you're interested in learning more about Spectrum, they host weekly meetings at the University Center every Wednesday at 7:30 in Columbine A. Reporting from the University Center, I'm Carl Comer, Bear News.
The drag show partially funds Spectrum's annual Queer Prom, which takes place April 22nd in the University Center ballrooms.
Every year, Haunted Harrison puts on a scare for the bears. Reporter Michaela Lander gives us a look at this year's spooky event that helps give a little back to the Greeley community.
Have you ever been scared for a good cause? Haunted Harrison lets you do both.
Please enjoy your stay at Le Grand Harrison.
Before even being open to the public, Harrison RAs and volunteers spent weeks gathering props, preparing a floor plan, and setting up the Harrison basement. All the hard work and late nights paid off as the two-day event scared in $737 and 124 pounds of canned food. Volunteer JJ Porcadilla explains why Haunted Harrison is good for the Greeley community.
Being a large university in a small town, it definitely has a feel that you want to get more involved and you want to bring the community to feel accepted into the university.
With an estimated 800 people in attendance, no one was immune from a good scare.
Personally, I hate clowns, so that was the majority of the scariest part. even being the tour guide and feeling like you're immune to the scary, it still was frightening just being there. I did the walk of the Haunted Harrison like 62 times roughly, so I had a great understanding of the whole layout, but it still every single time was a different new scare to me, so it was very frightening.
UNC students weren't the only ones who participated.
I love seeing that little kids were actually participating in something that college kids put on, and it's amazing.
Reporting from Haunted Harrison, I'm Michaela Lander, Bear News.
If you missed this year's Haunted Harrison, be sure to catch it next year around Halloween. I wonder what new creepy theme they have in store for us then.
Coming up after the break, John has your 5-day forecast.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hi, I'm your Bear News meteorologist, John Polidori. So let's take a look right now at the satellite imagery for central USA. We got a lot of clouds rolling through the area right now, which makes sense for a lot of precipitation we had. But we could see another system come through sometime next week. Now let's take a look at conditions over the U.S. As you can tell, we have a lot of flash flooding over in the Texas area over here. We had a cold front push through the area just earlier this week, which brought us a lot of showers. But some clear conditions before some more snow next week. So let's take a look now at the current temperatures over Colorado. We have mostly colder temperatures in Colorado with 31 at Grand Junction and 41 in Denver. Some warmer conditions over the Midwest and mostly cool conditions for us here in Colorado. Now let's take a look at our records for today. We had a high of 47 for today and a low of 28. Usually our average is a little bit more than this, so we were chilly for the day, but our record for today was 77 degrees set in 1980, which is very warm for this time of year. We saw our sunset and our sunrise pull back an hour this week because of daylight savings, so make sure you turn your clocks back and everything is set. So now let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. We have mostly clear weekend upcoming, mild temperatures in the 50s and the low 60s, mostly clear. Out on Tuesday and Wednesday, we could see another system come through where we would have some more precipitation, so keep a look out for that. Now let's take a look at your forecast for the Big Bears football game against Portland State University. We're looking at a high starting off at 48 for kickoff and mostly clear conditions for the whole game. The temperature should stay the same. You might want to bring a jacket though. It could be a little breezy and it could get cold for you at that. I'm going to throw it over now to Ashley for sports.
Trick or treat? The Bears football team definitely got tricked over Halloween weekend. Full update after the break.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A sweep is always sweet, especially when you beat a conference opponent. The UNC women's volleyball team defeated Portland State University in 3 sets Thursday at Bank of Colorado Arena. The Bears' defense had its best night of the season, holding the Vikings to just .84 hitting. In a match that featured 31 ties and 15 lead changes, it certainly wasn't the easiest match for the Bears. But UNC's ability to close out sets when it mattered most set their performance apart from the Vikings. Junior Ashley Guthrie earned her 3rd straight double-double with 40 assists and 13 digs. Senior Kendra Cunningham also recorded a double-double with 12 kills and 10 digs, making it her 11th double-double of the season. Head coach Lindsay Oates pointed out the importance of timing when it came down to closing out the set.
Certainly when you want to be at your best, and sometimes that's a matchup, and I liked our matchup tonight, and so each time we got to about that point, 18-18, I thought our rotations were in a good spot, relative to their rotations to finish the match. So I liked our matchup tonight. Sometimes it's just about having your best player come to the front row at that time.
With a crucial conference victory under their belt, the Bears headed to Grand Forks, North Dakota, Saturday to play the 17-12 UND Fighting Sioux. The Bears hit the court hard and came away with a victory of 3 sets to 2. That's the Bears' first road win this season. The Bears go back at it tomorrow night in Missoula, Montana against the Montana Grizz. Game time 7 p.m. Halloween brings spooks and goblins to haunt and scare everyone. UNC football team got into the spooky action, suffering a haunting loss on the road this Halloween weekend against Northern Arizona. It got ugly early. The Bears gave up 42 points and allowed 406 offensive yards, all before halftime. UNC couldn't adjust to the Lumberjacks defense that held them to 4 straight 3-and-outs. That was the most the Bears have had to punt in a game this season. Quarterback Jacob Knipp didn't play his best, completing 21 of 37 pass attempts and racking up only 191 yards. Add on 2 interceptions and just 1 touchdown pass. And you could say it was a tough loss to swallow. But it wasn't all bad for the Bears, with Run scoring 2 of the team's 3 touchdowns. He also ran for more than 100 yards for the 2nd time this season. The Bears hope to put the loss behind them and have their sights set on defeating Portland State University at home on Saturday. Kickoff is at 12 noon at Nottingham Field. Regular season play is over for the women's soccer team, but only after a win on the road against North Dakota. Their first half was slow, with only 9 shots on goal for the Bears and just 1 for the Fighting Sioux. But sophomore Brooke Braden came in strong in the second half, hitting the net in the 56th minute to seal the deal. The win gives the Bears a 2nd seed for the Big Sky Tournament and first round bye. The Bears play tomorrow at 10 a.m. in Moscow, Idaho. The UNC wrestling team came out of hibernation strong with 5 titles at the Northern Colorado Open Sunday. The Bears opened not only their season on Sunday, but they debuted as a part of the Big 12 Conference. Redshirt junior Trey Andrews didn't waste any time on the mat. He won all 4 of his matches, making him the 125-pound champion. Junior Elazar De Luca also won all 4 of his matches to take the 157-pound championship. Kalen Torres, Dylan Gable, and Trent Noon also won their respective weight classes. But the Bears didn't stop there. Heavyweight Jack Cook lost in the finals but had a strong showing for the day. Timmy Box and Rachel Villalpando finished 3rd in their weight classes. UNC continues to shake out their hibernation jitters as they move deeper into the season. The Hungry Bears travel to Wyoming Saturday in hopes of bringing home more wins.
Thanks, Ashley. Coming up after the break, the Bears are not all enjoying their new look. We'll let you know how students are feeling about the new logo.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. I'll teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
UNC has a new face to its name, but students have mixed feelings about the new university logo.
I'm here at the University Center seeing if people like the new UNC Bear logo.
I do like it. I think it looks good, but I don't think we need to spend as much money on it as we did.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely friendlier than the last one, and it looks like more welcoming.
So I definitely like the old one better. It's more ferocious and it's more, scary. And with this one, you don't have that intimidation. Even though they say the eyes are very intimidating, I personally don't see it.
I do not like the new UNC logo. I think it looks stupid and very unintimidating.
No,
And why not?
because it doesn't look intimidating.
I do, but I like the old one more because the old one looks way more aggressive than this one.
Yeah, I agree totally. I mean, I don't know. I like this one a lot, but I like the older one better.
Honestly, I think it's really docile looking compared to the old one. It's just sort of a bad message to say that we're less fierce than we were.
Yes, because like as much as people complain about how it's like a sweet and cuddly bear and we're like the ferocious bears, like it's nice because they have to rebrand the entire school and everything's all new now. So you got that going for you.
No, not really. It's just, I don't like how they changed it, and it just looks really cartoonish.
Yes, looks like a better bear.
Yes, I agree. I think it's a better bear, and I don't know, it looks a little more professional than the other one.
I mean, I know a lot of people were mad about it, but I don't think that it looks bad.
No. And why not?
It kind of looks like the preschool version of our old logo. Like, it looks like we're all little kids who are just going to be like, oh no, I touched you.
Very true. I think it just looks like the cartoon version of it.
I liked the old one better.
I liked the old one better too.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with it at all.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody got outraged about it, and like there was the Facebook page that had like 3,000 likes. But yeah, I think it's really good. A lot less aggressive. I still have the old one on my car. Don't think I'll switch.
At first I didn't, but it's definitely grown on me now that I see it a lot more in how they're using it. I like the way that they're using it to promote not only our athletics, but also our academic programs as well, which I feel like was lost at first, but now that I see it a lot more used in that context, I really like it a lot.
Reporting from the UC, I'm Michaela Lander, Bear News 98.
Tell us more about what you think of the new logo on our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages at Bear News 98.
And that's our show for tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week.
Until then, stay up to date on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Bear News 98. Be sure to like us.
Have a great week.